Hey everyone, my name's Jamieleigh and I'm from BirdTricks.com, and today I'm going to be talking about Eclectus parrot training and how to best train them. You're probably wondering where the Eclectus parrot is, and if you hear a little tapping in the back, that is my pal Rusty. So he is a male Eclectus parrot. As you can see, he has done a little bit of self-mutilation, some plucking, things of that sort. You want to come here, buddy, so I can get a better look at you? So Rusty is about 18 years old. He came to me from somebody actually on Facebook just looking to provide him with a better home. So he's not going to stay with me permanently, but I'm kind of the in-between for doing some training and socializing and things of that sort so that Rusty can be placed in the best home possible, which will eventually be his forever home. Now, again, Rusty is about 18 years old. Don't really know what happened in his past to make it so that he decided to self-mutilate and pluck his own feathers out as a coping mechanism. But a lot of birds, once they start, it's very hard to stop. And so it's something that may not ever be reversed with Rusty. Okay, bud, let's do a training session. He's like, hey man, show them what I'm about. So ever since I got Rusty, I've been working on doing some training. Can we get you on here? Good job, bud. So I'm gonna show you what some basic training looks like and what I start with. Now, I always start with establishing a relationship with the bird through positive reinforcement training, which just means I'm giving the bird something it wants for doing something that I want it to do. So today, I'm actually using some different treats. I have a mix of nuts and seeds here. I have safflower seeds, which are a great treat because they're so tiny and they're really low fat. I have little pieces of walnut, all sorts of little things in here. So I'm gonna grab one of my clickers, my target stick, and show you what Rusty has learned. So one of the very first behaviors that I teach a parrot is to target, which means to touch the end of a targeting stick. So as you can see, it really is just a gentle touch. Nothing more. It's not a grab, it's not a biting the end of the stick, it's merely a touch. So sometimes if you have a really aggressive or overly enthusiastic bird, you can simply reward them for reaching and not quite touching. And it'll accomplish the same thing where they learn to be gentle about the behavior because you don't want an aggressive behavior. Now what I've been able to transfer this to the type of training I've been able to transfer that to is training him how to spin around in a circle. He's never actually done it in this room, so I'm hoping that he does it here for you guys. Can you spin? Good job. So that's the first time asking him in a brand new environment. Ideally, I would get it to the point where I could just say spin and he would go around in a circle, but right now he requires, whoa, lost your balance? He requires a little bit more of me going around. And this is a metal powder coated perch, and so he is slipping a little bit on it because his owner had his nails trimmed back to the point where they are not pokey at all, so his grip is a little less than. You spin? There we go, bud. Good job. Good job. The other thing I like to work on while we're doing this is just a nice step up. Now Rusty came to me stepping up with his beak first, which means he reaches with his beak, leans with his beak onto my hand, and then puts the rest of his body on. I don't like that. And the reason I don't like that is because it's very confusing to us humans on whether the intention is to actually step up or to bite us. And so you don't know because the body language looks the same. So I try to really be specific about the step ups that I ask. All right, you ready, bud? I'm gonna put my treats down so that I can ask a really good one. You come? Good job. So as you can see, he went with his feet first. Good job. And then stepping off is kind of the same thing. Sometimes it's easier for us humans to have a bird step off with their beak first, so we know that it's an incompatible behavior where they can't bite us at the same time they're reaching for something and holding something with their beak. So sometimes it is nice for the step off, but for the step up, I really like it to be foot first. Good job. You're doing so good. You're doing awesome. Good boy. And I'm varying up the treats myself. I'm just handing him whatever I happen to grab. Do we want to work on that spin again? You spin? Good boy, Rusty. Good job. You're doing awesome. So the other thing in a training session that's really important is to vary up the session. As you can see, I'm asking for step ups, I'm asking for spins, I'm asking for step downs, just really, really good behavior. So this time I'm gonna work on something I haven't worked with him on yet, and that's holding his feet. It's something that a lot of people struggle with, especially if they don't establish it when the bird was young. As I said, he is 18 years old, so I don't think it's been established. When he steps up, I'm going to show you an example real quick. When he steps up, he tends to gravitate towards the rest of my arm versus being on my hand, so I'm going to show you what that looks like. As you can see, he steps out and he kind of starts going up my arm. I don't really like that. It's not great manners. I want to have a little bit more control over the situation and where I want to put the bird. And oftentimes when the bird starts creeping up your arm, it usually is going to lead itself to your shoulder, and then you're going to struggle bus the entire time. So I don't want to be in that situation. So I'm going to try to have him step up this time with my thumb in the way. So my thumb's just going to naturally block that way, and see if he'll step up and notice that I've changed a little something. Good. Good boy. It's okay. Go down. Go down. Good boy. So what I actually did that time that I didn't explain because I didn't expect to do it was I not only blocked him from going up, but when he tried, I put one thumb down on one foot. And so he kind of was pulling a little bit, going, what is this? This is brand new. I've never had my feet held before in place. He got a little uncomfortable. So I immediately went to put him down so he could not only get the reinforcement from getting out of that situation, but I could follow it up with a treat and just get out of the uncomfortable situation of him not wanting his feet held. So I'm going to show you guys what that looks like again. You come. You go. No? Are you comfortable? Good boy. Good job. So that was way less struggle, and I'm going to give him a jackpot reward here for it because he's being super tolerant of the fact that he's even letting me do this on the first time. I didn't expect it. I thought I'd be clicking and just barely touching and giving a reward, but he won't stay still long enough for me to do that. And so for this, I'm actually trying to make sure he knows that he can go and get off of me so that he is more content that way. So I'm going to show you guys again. Good. It's okay. Good boy, good boy. Good job, Rusty. Good job. All right, so I'm gonna work on something else because this can get a little frustrating and I don't wanna overdo it. You spin. Good job, bud. And the cool thing about Eclectus parrots is normally they're very, very chill temperament, pretty chill demeanor. This is the most enthusiastic I've ever seen with an Eclectus parrot, to be honest. I've seen most enthusiasm from males, not the females. However, Rusty takes the cake. I've never seen an Eclectus so enthusiastic about training. Now, he loves these treats, which is great because they are a lower fat treat. And he is on my natural feeding system plus my organic pellets, which is all like a very low fat diet, so he can handle these treats in his system. As many of you may know, Eclectus parrots have a longer digestive tract, so that means that food has a much longer amount of time to absorb into the body, so sugar goes an exponentially long way, fat goes an even longer way, just because it has more time to get into that body. So we try to be really, really careful with the Eclectus diet, and there's a lot of mishaps that happen because there's a ton of outdated and misinformation about Eckies on the internet. You spin? Wow, you almost fell over. You almost fell over. All right, we are going to do a little bit more targeting with him. And then I will show you a female Eclectus that I've been working with that is not enthusiastic about training. So I'm glad I started with Rusty so you can see what an enthusiastic Eclectus looks like. But the female, it has kind of the exact same situation where she is on my natural feeding system, on my organic pellets, nowhere near this motivation or love of training yet. So we're gonna get her there. But yeah, it's really important to engage with and train your parrot so that they have that mental stimulation. It's okay. I know, you're wondering what I'm doing. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's okay, Rusty. Good job, bud. Good job, buddy. So that one was way more uncomfortable. He just got a little bit spooked and scared. So I'm going to try again, but plan on a jackpot reward this time. Okay, can you do that again? Good, good. So that time, I just kind of blocked him. I didn't have to hold his foot or anything. I just directed him with the treat and my intention so that he knew he could kind of get out of that situation. Good boy. Good. So that's really, really helping me in this situation. That time I was able to hold his foot the entire time and he wasn't freaked out about it because he had something else to look forward to. Can you step? Good boy. Yeah. And if you guys are wondering what this clicker is, it is literally a training clicker, so it just marks the exact moment that Rusty did what I wanted him to do so that he knows that he's getting a treat. You come? No. You step off. Good job, Rusty. Good job. So I'm going to let him take more than one because he looked at me, thought about what he was going to do, and then stepped off, which was fantastic. Okay, I'm going to put you up here. You go here. Good boy. Good job. Time to get Fennel, the female Eckie. And the cool thing about her that you guys are going to see is she is not a plucker, so she has not plucked any of her feathers. She looks natural, and she's only 6 months old, so she's a lot younger than Rusty here. So big difference in personality, temperament, enthusiasm, looks, just about everything. So I'm going to go grab Fennel so you guys can see what a female Eclectus looks like, especially for training with a little bit less enthusiasm. So this is actually Rusty and Fennel's first time ever seeing each other because they have been in quarantine from one another. They're both from totally different clients. Rusty was relinquished and looking for a forever home. Fennel is just here from a client, so she's a client's bird who will eventually go back to her owner when I'm done training with her. So I want you guys to see the really big difference between these two because the temperament, the personality, again, the enthusiasm for training or lack thereof is very, very apparent with Fennel. So I'm going to show you what this looks like. Same trick, target training with Fennel. Okay, so she reached for it. I was very slow to click. You can see a little lack of enthusiasm here, but at least she did it within the first few seconds that I asked. Oh, and hello, sir. You're still in the camera shot. He's like, I can do this. Let me do this. Can you turn around and face me? Are you interested? A lot of the times we can tell from a bird's body language if they're even interested in having a training session, and usually that comes with the basics of them just turning around and facing you and you having their attention. Obviously, I don't have that here with Fennel today. And the other thing that I've noticed among Eclectus parrots is that they're very slow eaters. This is true for all the Eclectus parrots in our master classes that we did in Australia, where these guys are a little bit more popular as pets. And it's just something that I've noticed. So Fennel holds true to it. Rusty, however, he downs his treats, man. He's Mr. Enthusiasm. So he kind of goes against the grain on all the things that I used to believe about Eclectus parrots. But you prove them all true, ma'am. So one thing that you may notice within this, I don't know if she's going to try to fly at any point, but as far as Fennel goes, she has been clipped, but it's a pretty clip where they maintain the flight feathers. So a couple of the flight feathers anyway. She has a couple of the 2 long flight feathers as the primaries, and the other ones are clipped underneath. So she can still do quite her thing at flying, speaking of flying. But she is clipped. So if you guys notice that, obviously I'm not here to say pro or anti-clip. If you've seen my channel, you know which side I'm on. Just want you to know I didn't do it. We got your attention. Hey, girl. Do you want to play? You at least turned around. Do you want to play? That guy distracting you? Good job. Good girl. Good girl, Fennel. Good girl. So the thing that I've been working on with Fennel is just her lack of interest in humans. She just doesn't really want to interact with us. She kind of doesn't care, which is pretty typical of female Eclectus. If you're going to characterize them by anything, they're known to be pretty independent. They don't need you. So that definitely holds true for her, but I would definitely like to see a little bit more of her enjoying our company, kind of like Rusty does. He looks forward to the interaction. He really thrives on the interaction. She could do without humans, I think. Still eating. Do I need to ask something of you? Good job, Rusty. Good job, bud. We'll just wait while she finishes this treat. All right, Fennel. It's your show, girl. Still eating. Done yet? Good job. Okay, so now that I've got her to target just a few times, I can tell that she understands what I want. The hardest thing with Fennel lately has been the step up. She will either do it perfectly or not at all. So we're gonna see what she wants to offer today. You come? Why should I? Will you come? You know, Rusty really wants to do this for you. He wants to show you how it's done. Try again. Good job. You don't want the treat? Let's find a different one. Maybe you want a different one. You want one of those? No? Do you want to be on the tree? Seems like you want to be on the tree. Do you want to take a treat? Nope, not so much. How about this one? That's my finger. Can you get it? You're not even trying. Any of these? That's the other hard thing about Fennel, is we have tried a lot of different treats and she's just not really that enthused about any of them, but she does get excited about her breakfast, but it's pretty hard to use that seasonal feeding as a treat. So, nope. As you can see, huge difference versus Rusty. Where are you, Rusty? There you are. Leaning in, trying to be able to do something here. So I'm gonna swap them out. If you wanna go to the tree, I can put you on the tree. Can you come? I'll put you on the tree this time. Good job. There we go. So that was her reward that time. That's all she wanted, was to be on that tree. So that's what I was able to use. All right, sir. Good boy. Okay, let's work with you instead. Let's go back to you. Fennel doesn't care. You spin? Good boy. You come? Good boy. Good boy. I saw you sneak more treats than you were supposed to. As you can see, Fennel really can get herself around. I'm gonna pop that up so you guys can for sure see her. Spin. Good boy. Good job, Rusty. So as you can see, training, especially with Rusty, has been able to make us have a relationship where he is super excited to interact with us. Fennel, not so much. We're not there yet. Also, an interesting thing to know is that I've had Fennel longer than Rusty. So obviously she's only 6 months old. She doesn't have as much experience with people under her belt, whereas Rusty came from loving home. He actually came from his third home before he came to me. So I don't know what happened with his first and second, but I do know that he came to his third home already looking like this. But it was a very, very loving home. So I think that he already had a lot of accumulated positive interactions with people. Fennel hasn't had as much time with humans. She could really give a rip about us, is just a lot less enthusiastic. But I'm hoping through training that she will come around and really will be able to form a really awesome relationship that she'll be able to go home and it'll translate at home with her other owners. So really looking forward to that. Keep in mind, training is a common language between you and the animal. Obviously, they don't speak English, we don't speak bird, but training is a common language where we can communicate what we want and what we don't want to them, and the same for them that they can do for us. Yes, I know you're just like, come on, man, let's do some more training. I know, Rusty. All right, bud. Can you spin? Good boy. Good job, buddy. Fennel, you're just over it. So keep in mind that Eclectus parrots are incredibly intelligent. They're very capable of learning numerous things. So target training is always a great thing to start with because it's a hands-off training technique. You don't have to worry about getting bit. They don't have to worry about biting you. You can really put calm on cue and train in a calm setting. So all of that is really, really great. I always recommend starting with target training. And then from there, you can work on flight training, you can work on tricks, you can work on step up. There's a lot of different things you can work on from there, but target training is always my first thing. So good luck with your Eclectus parrot training, and I hope this video helped you out a lot. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.